Hey guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please let me know. All right, it sounds okay. We are going to start very soon. So first, I want you guys just pull up the website called Repel It. If you don't have it, you should go and grab it. Okay, so I have Repel It, or you can use Pycharm. So I put the website here in the chat box, and I also have the Pycharm. So which I'm going to close this one. I have Pycharm. So if you still haven't installed the Pycharm, please try to install it, because I want you to use Pycharm, because Pycharm seems more cool, and like you can do a lot of things with the Pycharm. But with this website, you still can do it, but sometimes if you want to save your file, it's not that great. But you still can use this website. Like if for example, you can create file, like add file here, or you can create a folder, something like that. And you can even upload the files and folder from your local machine. And you can also install the package like what we did last time, and we install a Pycharm, and you can just search here and add the package it will install in your project online. Okay, if you go back to use the Pycharm, you still can do, like, you go in the bottom, and in the bottom, yeah, and you can have terminal, and you can install things with here. In here you just use the P to install the package. But since I like Pycharm, I will use a lot with the Pycharm. Okay, and the next website I want you to go is the W3 Schools. So every time I will do w3schools.com. So I come over here, and I will go tutorial, and scroll down. There's a programming and learn Python, and that's what we're learning for Python. And the same, I will put it in the chat box, and if you can't find it, you can go to the chat box and take a look. All right, so last week we learned something called for loop. So let's see, take a look what is for loop mean. So for loop is basically you have a list, and then you can use for in something in the list, and so it can like a gun, and you can eject the each item in the list. Like here, if you have a list called fruits, and you have a whole bunch of items in the list, like apple, banana, and cherry, and you have the items inside this list, and with this for loop, and you can have each of them come out from the for loop. So you can click on this button and try it, and so you can run it, and now you see it can print apple, banana, and cherry. So that's what we learned for the for loop. And the other one is like we use the function called range, and the range. So if with the range, and you don't need to create a for loop, a list, like you can just like you put a 6 here, it will go from 0 to 5. And always remember that and it's not include 6. Why? Because we have the length of the list is 6, but we count from 0. So that's why we have 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 5, but not include 6. Okay. And I don't know if you guys finished the homework last week or not. And I have David. He did a very good job. So I'm going to show you what he did. And I come over here, I copy and paste. So remember last time we print a triangle, like this kind of triangle. And the triangle is facing right. But I want to flip it over and have the triangle facing the left side. So that's what David give me the answer. So I'm gonna run it, and it's saying I can put any number. That's what is amazing, right? And so what he did is like, I have a flip over triangle, and he obviously print the first part like here, and then he print the second part. And in the first part, and he put the n. So like in this case, I put 9. So you have 0, or from 0 to 8. So the I will be 0 to 8. And if, for example, if I is 0, so you got this calculation. So it's pretty complicated, but he figured it out. And like you do a lot of math, and then you can figure out how many dots you need to print it out, and also how many space you need to put it in front of the dot. Okay, and which is great. And I like his solution. And every week, if you want to send me an answer, I will do a demo for you. And I really like this solution. Like it's clean and easy to execute. So let's just break down a little bit and see you can figure it out. So like here and this part is printing the space. So like for the first line, we have 9 subtract 0 subtract 1, and we have 8 space. Like we have 8 space in front here, and we have one dot. So that's why we have 1 dot. And now you have you print the first line, and for the second line, and you have 2 dots because I became 1. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. So I have 2 dots here, and you can also have n subtract 1, so which is 7. So that's why you have 7 space in front of here. So we just repeat this pattern and until you print all of them. So here you get a triangle like this way, and it's pretty awesome, and I also like it. And today we are going to learn something called split. So we have a range, right? We have a range. So the range can do from 0 to n. And in Python, we have another function called split. So what split do is like, I'm going to show you. So for example, you have a, let's say, we have a variable called, let's say, a string, just a long, maybe I just, okay, Matthew, it really doesn't matter if you don't have the Pycharm, just go to the repel it, okay? You can still use the repel it to do the job. Now, if you have like you have a sentence, let's say we have a sentence like call a long sentence. So a long sentence, maybe just ls. Okay, long sentence. So in this long sentence, I want to go to Disney, something like this. Okay, I want to go to Disney. If I want to separate them, like turn this list, like every word into one item into a list, and in Python they give you something like this: ls dot split, and you get a sep, and the first parameter is sep, and it can as a separator or a delimiter. So what does it mean? It means how are you going to separate your sentence. So if you want to separate each word, obviously you have the space, right? So that's why we have to just put the space here. And you put the space here, and it will return an array. So, and again, I would have the array here. Let's just say ALS, another variable to hold it. Now I do print ALS, and I'm going to show you what happened. And now, boom, I can get a list with all the words. Like I want to go to Disney. Okay. Of course, you can change this space to something else, but let's just do this first and warm up a little bit. And I want you to do the same thing, and you use either Pycharm or repel it, and you can split a sentence. And of course, it's your sentence, it's not mine. And I want to go to Disney, but you can do another sentence. But make sure they have the space, so you can split them. And once you split them, and you will get a list. And in this list, it was have all the word and split into your list. Okay. So once you're done, please let me know and put a message in the chat box so we can move forward. So at the meantime, I may use Pycharm to do the same thing, but I will let you guys take a look on this. So what do you mean when it's so for split you have to use because split is a method to the string, and you have to have a parenthesis and give a parameter. The first parameter is space. So what space means, just put a space, wrap it with single quote. Okay, you have to wrap it with single quote, otherwise you won't know, the system doesn't know there's a space as the separator. You can separate them, right? All right, so I think most of you guys have been done, and of course you don't have you might not just use the space, right? You can do like a long sentence like dog, and then you said I will take a flight to California. How do you spell California? I don't know, but let's just do this. And you said, hey, I want to separate each sentence instead of each word. So how are you going to separate each sentence? And you can do the separator as a dot, and now you just change the space to dot, and now you run it, and you should have 3 sentences. Basically it's 2 sentences because the last one is just emptied here, but you can see you can separate them by the a dot here, a dot, and this dot just separate to be 2 sentences. You got what I'm saying? So yeah, like what we learned here, we use the split, and you can split the anything with the a separator to split the sentence. All right. Now let's just go to do something with the split and see if we can read the input. So how are we going to do that? So we change something in our program, and this time I want in ILS with the input. Okay, with the input, and now I want the input to be you are going to split it, and let's just split it like split it into different command, like let me see, split it to let's just say some split it to the different through, like Apple, maybe not, let's see, let's just split it to let's just split it to some number. Okay, just split it to the number. So what we have here is like I want to have the input is called from when you type, and you said please put some numbers, and we are going to add it up. Okay, we are going to add it up, and now, and I have a I'm gonna split it and separate by the space. So I have ALS again equal to ls dot split and space. Now you should have a list of numbers. So what I want to do is like here, please put some numbers. So I would put let's just like, I don't like this, let me just like this. Okay, First I print, and now please put some number or input type some number. Let's say type some number, which makes sense. You type some number. So I'm going to type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 66, something like this. So once I hit enter, you will get a list. Okay, but what I want to do is I'm going to sum them up, like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 66. So how am I going to have all of them? So one of the way to do that is like you can use a function called sum, but what I want you to do here is I want you to do with a for loop. So now let's just loop through each item and we sum them up. Okay, so like we define a total. Okay, total equal to 0 because there's nothing there. And now I have a for loop, and each number in the ALS in total will equal to total plus number. What does it mean? It means in ALS, like each number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 66, they will add to total. Like the first one is 1, so 1 plus 0 equal to 1, and now you have 2, and you come in the 2, right? So 2 plus 1 equal to 3, and now you have 3, and 3 plus 3 equal to 6, and now you have 4, and 4 plus 6 equal to 10. And now you have 5, and now 10 plus 5 equals 15, and 15 plus 66 equal to 81, I guess. But if I run it, I will get some error. Why? And we will see. And if I run it, and I will try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 66. So I got some error. So let's just see what's the error, and we will do a debug. Okay, and see it's saying in the file main.py is a file main.py, and line 9 is line 1, 2, 3 all the way to 9. So obviously that this one is causing problem. And it said when I do total equal to total plus number, it say type error, unsupported operand types for integer and string. So it means you cannot pass an integer with a string. So which one is a string? Obviously it's not total because total is 0, right? So the number is a string. So how come the number is string? Because if you split them from the input here, and the input is always the string. Okay, the input is always string. So that's why they have the code, single code to wrap the first item, second item, first item. They're all string. So how are we going to convert this string into an integer? So one of the way to convert it in Python, you can do use int, this function, to convert it from the string to the integer. And now after we do that, and it should be okay. So once we complete the sum up, so I'm going to print total. All right, so let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 66. So I can get 81, which means I am correct. And what I want you to do is like you finish this code, and so you can experiment with different numbers. You are not going to just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 66. You can have 77, 81, or 99, and more complicated number, and see if you can get the sum of all of them. And of course, you can change to plus to the multiple and see how it works. And you can multiple all of them, and now you can get the final answer. All right. So I will give you 5 minutes to finish this code. And once you are done, please let me know and put a message in the chat box so we can move forward with another function. So today we learned split. And last two, the week before last week, we learned range. And of course, you already know integer. So how to convert a string into integer. So you have int. And now what I want you to do, just have a program and you can sum up a list of items, numbers. So you can do a lot of things with split, because think about that, someone can type a very long number and you just type enter and you can give the sum, the total number of the list. Okay. So once you're done, please let me know and put a message in the chat box. So you can, one more thing is like the input in here, between the input, you shouldn't put any number here. You should put a string if you want to, want the user to know what are they going to input. Like here, what I did is like I use a separate print. I print the first line. So the first line will say please type some numbers. So and the second line is just do input. Okay, input. And now once you input, you can put a lot of number, because it will wait for you to type some number, right? So like print, and now you have a lot of, you like do 33 and space 45 and 66, 34, 22 and 2222 and 90 and also 500. And now you enter and it would give you a sum up like 3012. All right. Hey Tinko, if it still doesn't work, and let's just go through the code one more time and see if you have some typo error or not. So first, you print some message for the first line, whatever message you want to print. It really doesn't matter. The second line is saying, hey, I use the input function to get the input from your typing. Like you're not going to put the input from here, like your program is not going to hardcode something. So you have the input, and that's why the cursor here is just over here, and you can move it. You can like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can put any number here, and now once you hit enter, and now you go here, and because I separate them by space, and you use the split function to split them into an array list. So I print these lists just for you to debug. If we show you the same thing like what I did, like here, and if you show you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you can do the calculation for this list because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the list. So I use the for loop to loop through each item. So for each item, and I will put into the variable called number, just num, and in this num, it is a string. So like here, it already show you is a string. Why? Because it was wrapped by the single quote, and now you have int and convert it to you convert it to the number. So that's why you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 altogether to the total. And now you have to print the total, and you should have 15 as the answer. Okay, give it a try and see if it works for you or not. If you are not, and just you can copy your code and put it into the chat box, and I can see what's wrong with the code. Oh, you don't have to be like use the ls. You can have any number like s, just s, or s1 or s2 or something. It's just a variable. Once you get used to the naming of a variable, it's better to have a long name like long sentence or long underscore sentence, something like that. And yeah, but here, because I want you guys to type faster, so that's why I just use ls. But the good practice is you keep the variable meaningful, so next time when you read your code, you won't confuse by yourself. And let's see what Tinkle said. I have this thing, and why it doesn't work. So I'm gonna copy your code and put it here, and I will see. And that is from Tinkle. So let's see. So obviously the only thing problem here I can see is when you print this one, you shouldn't with these two. You should put a string here inside here. Don't use these two number. You're just saying please type some numbers. Okay, please do that, and don't put two number here. Okay. And now you should be good to go. You can split them and then print them and then total. Yep, that would be good. And again, once you're done, please let me know, and you test your program and see it work or not. And you test it and see if you can sum them up. All right, so Tinkle, that was a long sentence. It's ls, okay? Don't use is. It's ls, okay? It's not is, not is. Okay, just change to ls, not is, and that's the problem you have. So awesome. So this one is L and lowercase l. Don't use is. Like here is ALS. Let me make it bigger so you can see it clearly. Now, just let you know, if you have these kind of things like total, and you keep adding to the total, you can just do like this, and you put a plus in front of equal, and now you can do this, like plus equal. We will do the same thing, like you will adding the same thing to the total, right? So you just like change to plus equal to, use plus equal, and now you can do the same thing, like exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 15. All right, so how about you said, hey, what I want to do is like I have I want the user to input I want them to input 2 lines instead of 1 line, and I still want them to split them and exactly to calculate the total of each of them. So how am I going to do that? Like, I am going to put 2 input, so that is ls. So I'm going to, like, I have 2 input. Oops. Okay, so how about I have 2 input instead of 1 input? I have like the first input, I have the second input. Now I have 2 of them. So how am I going to get to the like, what I mean is like, if I run it, let me create this one. I run it, so I will put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's asking another line of code. So I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe change to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I want to have 2 total number. Like I change another things. Just please type another numbers. Okay, please type another numbers. So I want to repeat doing the same thing. So how am I going to do again for the second one? So obviously you can just copy this code, and you would do it one more time, right? Like you copy them, and you do just change the ls to ls2, and now you get 2 answers. So what I mean is, like, you click run, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I have 15 and 40, right? So you know what I mean? You just repeat the same thing, like exactly what we did for the ls2. So you have ls2 here. You just copy this code and paste here, and you put the 2 here, and you split the 2, and if you do exactly the same like the first ls, so you will get the second answer. But you know, that sounds stupid, right? Because we're repeating this code again and again. That's not what I want, and it's not that great. It doesn't look beautiful. So our code doesn't want to be repeat the same code again and again, and that's why we come with something called function. So I just remove that part, and I want you to do the same thing for me. I'm going to show you how to define a function. So in Python, you use def, and you put a name for the function name. It's called calculate. Let's call calculate, or some number. Okay, some number. Okay, so I am gonna sum, and you put parentheses, and now you have a column. Okay, you have a column, and now I want you to highlight from here to here. Like you press the tab key. You know where's the tab key? It's on your in your keyboard, on top of the caps lock. The key on top of your tab, on the top of your caps lock, and there's a tab key, and you press tab key, and all of them will just go move. All of them will move together. The whole block will move together. And of course, if you want to go back, and you can hold the shift key and the tab key. You know what I mean? You can tap and move the whole thing. And you can hold shift key and come back. And I want you to try that. Otherwise, you might have to put this 2 space, something like that for each line. So, but we are professional programmer. That's why I want you to use some shortcut. Like you highlight all of them. You press the tab key, and they will move all together. The whole block will move all together. All right. So that's how we define a function. So let's see what the function do. And I define a function called def, and with the name called number. And now we have a parenthesis here, and we have a column, and I highlight the whole block and hit the tab key, and it will move the whole block, and with the 2 space away, 2 space or 3 space away. So let's see, there's a 2 space here in this website, but sometimes you can do 4 space. And it's up to you can use Pycharm. Probably your Pycharm will move 4 space for you. Okay, so now I define a function called some number, but you want to, in this function, you want to split something, and that's why I want to pass a parameter here. And let's just pass a parameter called what does it call? It call S1. Okay, just call S1. So I want to split the S1, so I change the ls to S1 here. And now you see we have the parameter here, and I want to split this one, and I will do all the code inside this function, inside the function. Okay, and now it's time to call our function. How am I going to call it? So you call with the sum number and parenthesis, and you put ls. Now you sum number and ls2, and now the first time when you call this function, it will do this job. It will execute the whole code block. And the second time, if you call and you pass the second input to this function, and then it will do the same thing. So now it's time to run it, and I'm going to run it. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put another one, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I will get 2 of them because the first one is 15, the second one is 40. Because we call the function one time, and the second time they do different job because you pass different input into this function. So in this function, they will do exactly the same process, but they have different output because we have we can have different total amount to print it out. Okay, and what I want you to do, you just like define your function again. First, you have to have the input for the second input, and please type another numbers. So you have the second input, and you put it in the variable called ls2, and now you have you define your function. And how to define the function in Python? You use def, and now space, a function name called sum number, and of course you have to have the parenthesis with the column. If you want to pass something into the function, like here, and I pass a parameter called s1. So whatever we want to put it here is s1, and this s1 is going to you can pass this value from here and go over to the here, and s1 will be the value of this one. So they are like the windows, and you can pass the things through this window and go to inside this function to here. So you have s1 and split them and print, and now you do totals and print total. And now in the line 17, you will do the same thing, and this time you pass the ls2, and you pass through this window, and you get this s1 here, but this time is ls2, and now you split them and print them and get the total. So what I want you to do, just change your code to this kind of style. You use the function this time, so you can handle more and more input. Okay. So yeah. Once you get this input, please let me know. And please let me know and put the message into the chat box so we can move forward with this function. All right, I think most of you guys have been finished, and the homework for you is like I want to um, like I want to sum these two. Like I don't want to know for each of them. I want to sum up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want like 15 plus 40 is should be 55. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I don't want to just have the 15 and 40. So how are you going to do that? So instead of print the total, you can return the total. Okay, you return total, just return the total. Now once you call this sum number, you should return the total of this line. And after that, I want you to just print this total plus this total. That's the whole total of these two lines. You know what I mean? So I will say it one more time. The homework is like you have the total. I want you to change the print total to return total. So you return the total from this function, and in this function you will return something is total, right? So what I want you to do is now you can have this total and plus this total. So I want you to print the total of the first line plus the second line. You know what I mean? So you change the print total to return total, and now you can plus the subtotal, the first one with the second one. And that's the homework for today. And if you have any question, please let me know. All right. So next week we will learn something called random. So in Python, you can randomly create a random number. It's like randomly, like you go to the you can define something called like the lottery. You can randomly create a number, and we will do it next week. And how to create a random number, and once the you can press enter and or any key, and it will generate a random number for you. So that's what we learn next week. So again, if you you figure out how to sum up the two inputs, or maybe you can have a while loop, and you can have the while loop, and every time when you put the input here, and it will keep giving you the total number. And if you want that will happen, and that would be much more challenge. Okay, so but here I just want you to have calculate the two returns from this function, and now you give the total number of these two lines. Okay, that's all we have for this week. So we will see you next week. All right, for the junior level, I am going to fill up my water, and I will come back with you. Hey guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please let me know. And if you are ready, and we are going to start for our class. So I'm going to close here. We don't need this. We didn't need this. Okay, so oopsie. All right, so the week before last week we talked about something called merge sort, and basically it's like there's a whole bunch of algorithm in computer science. So merge sort is one of the way. So the concept of merge sort is just like I'm going to show you again. So the concept of them is like you have two lists of number, like 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, something like that. 22, 44, 55, 77, 99, and 100, something like that. So you always have two shorted lists, and you are going to merge them. So how are you going to merge them? So the way is like you compare the first one with the other first one. If who is going to be less, and it will be just pick that one until you pick the less, until you pick all of them. Like here maybe not that good, so I may change a little bit. 4, 8, 10, something like this. 9, something like this. So you will compare like the first one with this first one. If 2 is less, and I will pick 2, and continue. You compare 3 with the 4, and 3 is less than 4, and I will pick 3. And now you compare 5 with 4, and you found that 4 is less than 5, and so that I can pick 4. And you can continue to pick 5, and you compare with 8, and 5 is less than 8, and I will get 5. And also continue to move forward with 6, compare with 8, and 6 is less than 8, that's why I pick 6. And if 7 is less than 8, I will pick 7. So in this way, and you can merge two lists, array, and this shorted array together into a big array, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's how we can think about it like this way. So they can merge them together. So that's called merge sort. And if you think about that, that is only one of the lists or array. You can merge these lists with the other lists again, like 3, 5, 7, 8, 12, 34, and 56, and 78, something like this. So you continue. So let's just get rid of this because you already merged them, and now you continue to merge these two, and you will get another big list. So it's keep increasing, and that's how we merge and do the sort. You can sort them and merge them, and that's called merge sort. So I think you guys already read the article in the gigs for gigs. So I want you to go and read them, and it's called merge sort. And I already give you something as the homework called quick sort. I guess most of you guys should read this one, and I'm gonna explain this for you. And if you doesn't read them, and then I want you to go back, just take a look and read this algorithm, because that is for the computer science. And once we finish this, I explain the concept for you, and we'll go back to the HTML5 and with JavaScript and CSS. And today we are going to learn the canvas, okay? But here we are I'm going to explain what is called quick sort. So quick sort is kind of very simple. The idea is simple. So like again, I come back to let's say this one, and this randomly right now is just like it's already sorted, so there's nothing to do with that. So 3 I have 78, 56, 5, 3, 12, and 7 and 8. Okay, so think about that. If you choose one of the number, or any number you choose, you can choose first one or second one, any one. And but in here they just choose the last one as the example. But like what I said, you can choose any number. The concept for the to choose one of the number is like you use that number as the like as the standard number, or here is called a pivot number, whatever you call it, just like a number. You select one number. So like here, for example, I select 8. So in 8, whatever number is less than 8, you put it on your left side, and if it's greater than 8, you put that number on your right side. So now if you compare like compare with A, like 78, because let's see, that is left side, and here is right side, left hand side and right hand side. So think about that. And if you compare each one with the 8, now you compare 78 with 8, so obviously 78 should be go with your right hand side, because it's greater than 8, right? So it should be 78, and 56 again is like should be in the right hand side, and 5 is less than 8, should be here, and 3 is less than 8, and now you have 12, so you got 12 here, and now you have 7. And so you have the left hand side, you split them into two of them. Okay, so of course in the middle it should be 8, right? In the middle, here is the middle part, middle is 8, so you will get a looks like this, and away is you have the left hand side, and now you have the right hand side. You should have something like looks like this. The concept is easy, so you can split them into left and right. So there are two legs. Now it's time to do the same trick for the left side array and the right side array. So you choose the same, like, hey, I choose one number, like for example, you always choose the last number is like I choose 7. So choose 7, and you do the same for this array. Like if it is bigger than 7, you put it in the left hand side, and no, sorry, if you are bigger than 7, you put it in the right hand side. You are less than 7, put it in the left hand side. And again, for the right side, you do the same thing. If for 12, if you are bigger than 12, you put it in the right hand side. If you are less than 12, you put it in the left hand side. And so you repeat the same pattern until you will get the whole leg shorted. And if you read this article, you can come back here. They give you a very good map. And here, if you choose 70, and then that's why they split into two, like 90 and 80. So I will explain how they work with this way, but they basically tell you how to split them, and split them, and split them, and they will join them together. And now you can have a array to short it. So that's called quick sort. So of course, like what they mention here is like you can pick the first element or you can pick the last element, and you can randomly pick any element, but it really doesn't matter. It just helps you to split them, so you can have two legs, and now you just repeat the same pattern until you get the whole legs shorted. So if you scroll down, go all the way to the Python, here the Python implementation, and I will give you show you what they did. And here, let me just my Pycharm. Here's my Pycharm here, and I create one file. It's called quick short, and here. So you don't have to do this coding, but what I want you to do, just do the reading, and you copy the same code and you start it with the code. Okay, you just copy it and paste here until you understand what they mean and how to study the algorithm. So here is the quick sort. So they give you an array and put the quick sort function and create a function called quick sort, so they can use the recursive in a recursive way to keep calling the quick sort. So they like first they will call the partition, and which is another function over here, and in this function they will do for the they are just keep looping, and then they will swap them if there is like for example, if they find it is less than the last one, the last value, the last element, and they will swap the value between they keep swapping until they can split them into two array. And the final step is like they put the last element and put it into the middle. They put the last one into the middle, and now they return the position of the that middle part. So the middle, what I mean the middle is like the middle one. So yeah, if you have time, you should go through this code and see if you can understand. If you are a little bit confused, you can always just like print something like print pi, and so you can understand how this pi change, or you can print the j and print I or j or whatever. If you are you can get it how it works, and you can use the print and help you to understand how it works. And the other way is like I already show you guys, you can debug it, right? You can just click on your Pycharm and you click on the line number here. in the line number it can show you the red things, and now you can debug it. You can choose debug. Now you choose quick shot, and every time when you start the debug, it will stop in your breakpoint, in this breakpoint, and now you can do the step by step by you click this button, step into, and it will go into the function. And this one step over, it just jump over. So you can choose these two buttons and try it out and do step by step and see how the program works. All right. So that's how what I want you to learn for the Python, because if you are preparing for the CCC, so you should learn how to do debug for your program. All right. So I guess that's it for the algorithm today, and because I cannot cover you with you and do the step by step every time, so what I want you to do, you do reading, and like you go to gigs and search for quick shot, and you learn from there. Okay. And next week we might probably talk about let's see, I may just talk about dynamic programming, which will be they in the CCC senior level, they do a lot of this kind of thing called dynamic programming, and is they will test this one, especially for the final question 5. So you have to learn dynamic programming for the senior level. Okay. And yeah, let's go back to the HTML5. So let's go back to the HTML5. I close my Pycharm. And I will have my Visual Studio Code. If you don't have Visual Studio Code, you should go repair it. You go click on the here and choose languages, and now you choose here HTML, CSS, and JS. Okay, you choose that guy, HTML, CSS, JS online. You choose that one. Yeah, but here I am going to open. Let me just open a new window. Okay. Now I guess last week we create something called we create a project. Is it in the project? Let me try. Open desktop. I may put it here, and it's called HTML. So I open my project. Nope. So last week we do this one, and I will open my browser. In the browser, I will choose the index file. So I will go here, desktop HTML index file, and open. So if I click, and it will be expand. And I want you to open this one. And now we are going to learn something called canvas in HTML5. So I want you to open the same file like last week we did. Okay, and in your browser you should already have this one. You click and expand. Doesn't work. Click expand. Okay, but if you don't have this one, doesn't really matter. I just need HTML file over here, and we are going to learn the canvas. All right, so hopefully you open your index.html and you open the project, and you should already have the CSS file and the JS file. Okay, so if you go to W3 Schools, or you just type HTML5 canvas. So what canvas do in the HTML is just like you can draw something in a box we call canvas. Like you're drawing something in the canvas. Like we have a game and we draw a picture or a character in the canvas. So if you move your mouse or your press the button in your keyboard, and you can control something to keep moving. So that's why we have something called canvas. And canvas, like some of the application, like you can use your mouse to draw something on the canvas. You still can do that. Okay. Like Angela said, can I open a new repo? Yeah, sure. You can just do whatever, and it really doesn't matter with the other project. Like this project, you don't have to use the same one, so you can just open a new one. Okay, you can open a new one, and let me just create a new one as well. So you can open a new one. Let me just open a new one. Should I? So first I will go my desktop. For you, if you don't want to, you want to keep the same one, you just keep the same one. So I mean, I want to create a new, like here, I want to create a new folder called canvas. So I will create a new folder called canvas in my VS Code, and I just open choose desktop canvas. So if you already have it, and it doesn't really matter. So we just have want to show you if you want to have the new folder. So in the new folder, I will create one. Is called HTML index.html, and in here you will do like first you will have the doc type, and which means your index is HTML5, and now you have HTML, something like this, and now you have the head, which we will put a lot of CSS, or the link, or the title for your website. And here you put the body, so you have the body, and usually you have some script over here like this. So like I am going to create one script for myself, so I just create main.js. So whatever name you want, just create a script with the doc.js, which is a JavaScript file. So in here you just source equal to, now you choose main.js. This is how we will link the main.js to your HTML. So you get it? So that's the beginning of our code. And now of course you in repo it, you will already have that one, like a script. You can just create script.js, you link it with the in your HTML file, and also you have CSS file, and you also link it with the CSS style .css, so they are all the same. Okay. Now what I want to do is just like go to the HTML and go to I will copy this link and put it into the chat box, so you can go exactly the same. Come over here. Now the first one is like we just copy this example. You copy from here to here. You just element called canvas. So like here, you go to canvas. Okay. In the canvas, so if you have this canvas and you save it, now you go back to your browser. Now you open your index.html. So you have okay. Desktop. I just create a project, new project. But if you reuse your old project, it doesn't really matter. You just open the index.html. It will be the same. Okay. You just put this like called canvas with the ID called my canvas, and the width is 200 and 100. Okay. And now we have the canvas. I want to draw something in this canvas. How am I going to do that? So again, you just come over here, and if you can draw a line like here. You copy this thing, the whole script inside the script without the script, and you go back to the main.js. Now you put it here. You paste here. And now you come back. You save and come back. You refresh. Now you should draw a line from over here to here, and once it show up this line, and I will explain to you how this code works. So please let me know if you are done, and just don't if you have the main.js or the script.js, you just copy the JavaScript code in without this script. Okay, you just without the script, because that script should be the element. You can put it in here. You can put the whole thing here, script, something like that. But since we want to separate the JavaScript, so that's why we put the JavaScript code in the main.js. So yeah. That's what I want you to do. Just copy this whole code, and then I want it to show up like drawing the light from here over to here. Just exactly it show up on here, right? Or you can try this, draw a circle or hello world, whatever you want. You just draw it. Okay. Email is like help@dataera.ca. And once again, if you're done, please let me know, because I need to. Don't put your personal email in the chat box, okay? Just remove it, because I hate someone except my email, because my email doesn't really matter. No one will spam my email, so it's okay with my email. So don't put your email in the chat box. And if you want to talk with each other, you should go to the Discord. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can copy different code. You can draw a circle. You can even have fill up some text like hello world, and you can make this kind of text, or they can even draw a linear gradient, something like that. But the point is like I'm gonna explain to you the code, how the code works. So but first, if you are drawing a line like this one, please let me know. So you don't have Angela, you don't have to type your code. You just come to a link called canvas. I just copied the link again and put it here, and you just go to this link, the HTML. You come over here and copy this one, copy this element called canvas, because it's just a canvas with the ID called my canvas, and they define the width and the height. So width is 200 and height is 100. And if you want to have the border, like the outline, the border 1 pixels, so you can also copy this one, and now you can have a outline, the border. And after that, you just scroll down and go here and copy this script. And now you can, this script is going to draw a line from 0, 0, this position, and move all the way to this position. Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess you guys have been done, because it's pretty easy. You just copy and paste. So let's go back and check our code. So first, in our HTML, so we put one element called canvas, and this canvas have the ID called my canvas. Of course, you can change the ID to something else, just as long as you put the ID and it can be unique. And so in your script here, you can use the JavaScript. So document means the whole HTML file. This whole file is a document, and this document, they have the method called get element by ID, because you define the ID called my canvas. So you use get element by ID. Of course, you will get this element canvas. So you get the canvas, put it into the variable called C. In JavaScript, they have to use var and to define the variable. Not like Python. In Python, you don't have to put anything here, but in JavaScript, they just put a var, so they can define this C as a variable. Just saying, hey, the C is variable. And once you use next time, you don't have to put the var again, because you just need to put the var for once. Okay. Now you have the C, which is the canvas or my canvas, and now you get the context, and it's 2D context. So for the canvas, if you want to draw something in the canvas, you have to get the context. So what the context do is just like if you're using Photoshop or some of the like in Windows you can have the photo paint, or I have Git. I don't know you guys, if you want to do some I use Git, but I don't know you guys, but if you're using this kind of thing, you understand what it means. It's just like you have a canvas. I'll show you what I mean. So if you want to draw a line, and so you can choose in this one, you are going to choose something like, for example, I choose a pencil, and now you can move from this position, go to this position, and so you can draw something in this context. So that's called the context. And in this context, so first you move from move to 0, 0. So in the our canvas, by default, the position, I am not sure you learn in the map for the coordination, but for usually you have the coordination like this. You know what I mean? I'll show you. Map coordinates. Maybe 2D. Oh God. So you have something like this. So you have the X, you go this way is the increasing from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way there, and Y axis you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way there. Okay, but in HTML the X is go the same like here, but the Y is flip over from here to down, go down. Okay, you go what I mean? The X axis is the same, go this way, but the Y is going down. I hope you got what I'm talking about. So it's just like if you have the move to 0, 0, so I come over here, and now you set line to, you draw a line to 200. So 200 is the X, so you go 200 over here, and now you have 100, and then you go 100 here instead of going up. You know what I mean? Instead of going up, it's going down, because it's this coordinates is flip over. So here is 0, 0, and now you go here, increase to here, and then it go down. Now you have 200, and you like to use the function called line to 200 and 100. And now you do stroke. And if you make this one to be like, you highlight just as a line, so it's draw it. So that's how we do with drawing the line. So let's just go to the circle and see how the circle works. So again, in the circle, it's just like you use begin path, because if you use, again, if you understand the Photoshop, you know how the path works. You just draw a path, and then you stroke it. And you stroke it means in the path you put the things in your path, and that's called stroke. So how do you put the path? And it's kind of complicated, but if you know math and you understand, hey, they just using the calculation. But here I am not going to explain to you how to draw it, but you can copy this code. Like what I do, you just copy this code and just copy the context, and you go back here and you show you can, let's just do this. You can do paste here, and now you go back here and you refresh, and now you have the circle. You know what I mean? You just keep drawing and became path and just draw a circle. You draw a line and draw a circle, something like that. and again you do hello world. So you just do the same thing, and this code just help you how to draw something in the canvas, and you copy it and you refresh, and hello world it will show up on here. And the same, they will draw the text, and here they use fill text, so that's why it just fill everything here. If you throw it, and you will have something like have a gap between. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this style, but you know what I mean. Just have the style of the hello text, and of course you can draw different things like the gradient of things. So what I want to do today is like we want to draw the image. So let's just draw an image first. Now I'm going to draw copy this one, copy these two first. I scroll down and draw an image. Okay, so let me remove this one, and you can experiment with this kind of thing to keep drawing things. But yeah, I am going to copy this one and draw an image. And let's see this code. It's saying you have the get element by ID, so you should have an ID with the screen or something, and you have an image, and now you draw this image in your canvas. So let's just draw this image and see what happens. So if I refresh, because I don't have the image, so of course it doesn't show anything, right? So first you should have the image. So let me just download an image. So I'm going to go to image. You choose screen. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Let's just happy. Okay. Yeah. I like this one, so I choose this. And you know how to save the image, right? So you just come over here, right click and save image. Now I choose the folder in my in here in my project. So I have smiley image, so I save in here. So you know how to get this image, just go to Google image and type happy, and now you can get this image. Right click and save images. So now I should have the image in here in my project, right? So you go back to the index.html and you add something called this element image, and ID equal to screen, and the source equal to of course is smiley one. Now you close that one because you doesn't put anything between the image, so you can close this element by slash greater than. Now you can have the image like this, and because here is get the element by ID by screen, so I will get the element from here by the screen. And after that, my main.js just draw the image, draw this image at the position 10, and x is 10, y is 10. So now my code should be work here. If you refresh, and your smiley face should show up. Hold on. Why my smiley face is so big? Why is so big here? Oh yeah, that is the one. That doesn't show up on my here. It should show up in here. So So what I want you to do is you are going to do the same thing like like what I download the image, but I'm going to explain to you why when I draw the image, the image doesn't show up, because even you have it here. Okay, I will explain to you, but at least you should have the big happy face and load into your HTML file. All right, so I will give you like 3 minutes to download an image called smiley, the smiley face or whatever image you want, and you do this code, just like load the image and try to draw the image into your canvas. But here it doesn't work because the reason is because once you execute this one, the image, this image is still loading. It's still loading to the page. That's why when you do this get element by ID, and the image is still loading, so it won't work. All right. So but I am gonna fix that. So let's just have this smiley face load up on your index.html, and after that we will move forward with that. All right, so let me just explain one more time to you. So first you should have the any image you download from the internet, any one, as long as it's JPG or PNG, JPG or PNG, it really doesn't matter, or GIF, whatever you want, just download an image here. So first thing is in the HTML you should have image, img image, like this one, and this you will have the ID called screen, but you don't have to use this screen, man. You can change the ID to different. And the second attribute is source. So you load the image you just download here, and now in the in your JavaScript file you will keep these two, and now you load the image, you draw this one, draw the image like 1010, something like that. But doesn't really matter because this one doesn't work yet. So in the repair it, you will do the same thing. I forget to tell you guys, if you use the repair it, you should if you want to add a file here, you should go here and you upload a file. Like upload a file. I upload the smiley face. So now you should have this smiley face here. Okay. So I guess you understand what I'm talking about. So in here, of course, you would have the image. So you copy the same thing. You will do just like, let me just type image ID equal to screen. Okay, and now source equal to, so you will have smiley I can add this one. Maybe I rename it it's too long to type. But you have to keep this JPG, okay? Smiley .jpg. Now you just close here, and you click run. Oops. Stopping, please wait. Why is smiley? Oh, I have double L. So smiley. So you should have something like that. So you just like smiley, JPG, whatever you want. Just load up here. And of course you have to put the cameras, like the cameras here. Cameras. And in your script.js, again script.js, you will do you load my cameras. Just load my cameras and 2D. And now we are going to use how to draw this big smiley face in these cameras. Okay, so you have the smiley JPG, whatever you want. Now how am I going to draw it in the index.html? Because when I load this one and the page is loading and this ID haven't the image haven't load yet. So in order to load it after the image is load, and there's a whole bunch of way to do that. You can put the onload here, onload here after you finish the loading, and you load that one. And the other way is like in most of the game, you will do just have the button. Like you put the button here. Let's say button. Button. So you have start game. Okay. You put the button called start game. You have button and start game. Alright, so let's go back and I will show you a button here. Oh, okay. I may. Okay. Yeah, I have a start game here. Alright. So I have a start game here. So what I want you to do is just like, hey, in this start game, if I click it on click, I'm gonna call the function called start game. Okay, like this. I will define a function called start game. If I click on this button, it will call the function called start game. Okay, you have the function and you want to click it and it will start game. So you go back to the main.js, we will define a function called start game and we start this game. So here you just have start game, you have function start game, and in JavaScript, if you want to define a function, you just saying function space and have the function names like here in start game. So once you want to click on the button, it will call this function. So if you call this function, I want to just like to draw something. So you put it here. Okay, put it here. You put the code this one here, and it should draw the image, because now the smiley face should have been low. So it's too small here. I guess too small here. I'm gonna hide this one, but I will let you to create a function and the button. Let me repeat it one more time. So here you have a button and you say start game, and now you on click this attribute, and inside this attribute, inside this double quote, and you call the function called start game, and you can use semi-commas. Usually I would like to put the semi-commas, but it doesn't really matter. You don't need it, but like it's a practice for in JavaScript, and they said that line is end. You end from here, so that's why we put a semi-commas to make it like that. And if you click on the button, now your canvas should draw this image now, because now the image should be loaded. It should be loaded. So, and what I want you to do for this screen item, and I want you to hide it first. Hide it. How am I going to hide this one? It's just like in the style. Let's just create a style. You just have a style. Let's just have a style here. I want to hide it. I don't want to show to you. Style and display none. Okay, and if you put the style here, of course, if you have the style.css, you just use this ID and this do the CSS variable called display none. But what I want you to do is just put the style equal to display none, so it will hide your happy face. So let me refresh, and you know what I mean. So you don't have the happy face here, and if you click, and it will show your happy face, but since this happy face is too big, and it doesn't show up that much. And let's just increase this Y to 2000. This one is 1000, and now it should be show up here. So like something like this. Okay, so let me repeat what I did. And the first one is like we have the we create a button to click the start game, because the reason is because if we try to draw the image, and if we didn't have the start button, it doesn't load. Okay, it doesn't load here. The image haven't loaded yet. Like every time you start a game, it just loading. You have some loading time, right? And that's why we loading our image. So we can start the game immediately once you have the you load the image. So that's why we create a button called start game. So we want to start, and after this one load, this image load. So you just wait a little bit, like this one. I refresh, and nothing show up here, because even I put the image here, I put the style display none, so it doesn't display anything here. But actually it's already low. This image is low into the page. You can't see that. You just can't see it, because you still can see it is here. If you remove this display now, and it will show it here. But yeah, it will show it here. But it just like you can't see it, although you can see it, because I put the display none in here. Okay, that's why you cannot see the smiley face. And I also increased the my canvas. I make it bigger, 2000 to 1000. And usually it should be most of the games should be like this big, like 960 by 400 something, 900 by 400 something. But I make it bigger because I want to show the whole smiley face. All right. So in your main.js, you just have create a function called start game, and now this time you get it, and you get the image, and you draw the image. Okay, let's just draw the image on 0 and 0. So you draw 0, 0, and now this time you can have a smiley face. Okay. Enter doesn't really matter. I will help you. Okay, no worry. Yeah, again in the Republic, I think you can do the same thing. You just type start game, and now you can load the same thing with the button. So next week we will, after we start the game, and we will have some game exit, and you have the character to walking, and we will do that one with the next week. So I'm going back to the JS code so you can take a look. So the code is come from the W3 schools, right? So you don't have to be type. You just copy and paste and put it over here. What you need to do is just create a function. In this way, you say function start game parentheses. Just use a brace and you cover that. Okay, you cover that, and so you put it here. And this ID should be exactly like this ID. Screen. So if you don't want to show this image, you put this one called style display now, and it won't show up this image in your HTML. And once you click the button, it will start to draw the image in your canvas. And don't forget to make your canvas is like 2000 wide and 1000 high. The width is 2000 and 1000. So it's big and more space to draw the smiley face. But yeah, hopefully you understand this code. And what I want you to do, you're going to let's see, free game access to the let's see which one. Yeah, what I want you to do, just go to this website. You download this image. Okay, you download this image or any image you want, and next week we will draw this image and make it the animation. So I give you the link, and you go download them, one piece of them, and they should have a whole bunch of the game character, and we will draw them in the canvas. But of course you can do it by yourself right now. Instead of drawing the big happy face, you can draw the this game assets, like the boy, cute girl, or dinosaur, whatever you want. You just download one of them, and I want you to show the image in your canvas. Okay, and that's one of the homework you are going to do. And next week we will make it running or jumping, whatever you want. So I make the character moving in the canvas. So I guess that's it for today, and I'm going to open my Zoom, and if you have some problem, I can help you out. So my Zoom is to and so yeah, Angela, you can go to the link, and so I can help you on the Zoom. And the rest of you, just remember that if you have time, you should go do some reading from Git. For Git, you read the quick start. You read this one, the quick start, and you can also read the dynamic in the algorithm. Go to dynamic programming. You read the dynamic programming. Okay, just read the first part if you the basic concept. Okay, the basic concept or something. Try to figure out what it is. Okay, so I'm going to mute my YouTube. If you have any question, just go to the Zoom. I'm going to mute.